Happy Friday, Rocketeers! I'm going to start our read aloud out today with our 7 continent songs. I want to leave us in a good place before we go into spring break. And I've been singing this in my head for the last 2 weeks. So go ahead and sing along with me. I'll play the video.
The world is split up into continents, there are 7 in all. And if you get the gist, we're gonna make a list from biggest to small. They are Asia, Africa, North and South America, Antarctica, Europe, and finally Australia. Asia, Africa, North and South America, Antarctica, Europe, and finally Australia. Hey, my name is Asia, and more than half of the world lives here, but whatever. And I am Africa with desert for miles, and my Nile is the longest river. North America, start down in Panama, wide open spaces all the way to Canada. I'm South America with animals galore, where the rainforest grows, cause the rain really pours. I'm Antarctica, and I'm Europe, you're welcome, for the pasta, pizza, waffles, and fries.
I am Australia, some call me Oceania. I got a lot of islands, too many to explain to ya.
We are Asia, Africa, North and South America, Antarctica, Europe, and finally Australia.
Perfect. Okay, so I started this unit out playing this song, and if we were at school, I'd probably be playing it way more often. But I wanted to end it with this song as well, because we're going to be reading a book today about houses and homes from around the world. And so this book is really important for me to read for this unit, because I think it's really interesting to see that not everybody's house looks like our houses or our apartments or wherever we're living. They don't all look the same, and that's okay. And I think this book does a really good job of showing us a lot of different houses and places where people live all over the world. So I'm going to go ahead and read it for us. But before I start reading, what kind of book do you think this is? Just looking at this front cover, what kind of book do you think this is? What genre of text is this text? Right? Yeah, it's a nonfiction book. And I know that because I'm looking here, I see a real photograph. And the title here is Houses and Homes. And it actually says here, Photographs by Ken Hyman. So I would assume that looking even ahead a little bit, I'm seeing a lot of real photos, and I'm seeing that it's giving me information about houses and homes. So therefore, I know it's an informational text or a nonfiction text. So let's go ahead and start reading. The world is full of houses. Well, this book has a lot of images and not so many words. So I'm going to stop kind of and make sure you can look at each picture and just really take in and notice what some of the differences are here. I noticed here that the author is including 2 pictures of houses that look very different from each other. Why do you think the author would include these 2 pictures next to each other? Why is that important? I want you to think about that as we're reading the book. Big houses? Whoa. Little houses? Bright houses? White houses? Houses that move? And houses that stay in a row or all alone, filled with families. just right for one. Build your house with what is handy. Wood, or stone, trying to go a little bit slow so you can see, or straw, or mud, or almost anything at all. I'm going to pause here and I want you to take a look at this picture. And the author is showing us a picture where there's a home here made of cardboard, sticks, rocks. Why do you think the author includes this picture? And I really want you to think about how the last few pages talked about the resources that the people had in their area. So for instance, there was wood, there was stone, mud. Those are all things that people have around them that they can use to make homes. And so I think the idea is that the author is teaching us that houses around the world are made in different sizes, colors, and different materials depending on the needs of the people and the resources that they have where they are. So let's go ahead and keep reading. But I think this is a really interesting idea to think about how different people can live all over around the world. Weave it, nail it, tie it with rope, build it on stilts. Wow. All of these houses are in the water. That's pretty neat. Let in the air to keep it cool. Fill in the cracks to keep it warm. Fill it with love. Why might the author use the word love on this page? Why would it be important to fill a house with love? Why would filling a house with love make it a home? It says, and make it a home. That's a really big question, guys. Why would filling the house with love make it a home? I'm going to put that in the Google Docs, so think about that one. Here's an index, which I think is really cool for this book because all of those pictures, we don't quite know where they're from. But I am going to kind of quickly go through the index because it does tell us where all of these are. So I'm going to kind of zoom in so you can see. This is from the United States. This was that first photo. Boys play outside their apartment house in the Lower East Side of New York City. France. Architects have provided these apartments with large windows and balconies so people who live in them can enjoy a harbor view. India. In the northern province of Kashmir, farmers use bundles of straw left from harvested grain to make thatched roofs for their houses. England. Huge Buckingham Palace is the London home of the Queen of England. India. Gypsies need homes that they can carry with them as they travel. This tent packs up easily and is just right for a hot climate. Hong Kong. Several families may share one large apartment in this high-rise building. Puerto Rico. In the village where this mask maker lives, pink and blue are popular colors to paint houses. Let's go over here, remove my face. United States. The President of the United States lives and works in this White House. Portugal. The cliffs of this old village were built on a cliff. Sorry, the houses of this old village were built on a cliff so that the villagers could more easily defend themselves from their enemies. India. At the foot of the Himalayan mountains, working houseboats carry sand across the lake. The Netherlands. Along the canals of Amsterdam, people live very comfortably on converted barges. This houseboat owner even has a small garden. So as I'm going through these, I'm actually noticing something interesting that kind of really brings me to the main idea of this book, is that all of these places have things like resources that are specific to them. That kind of makes their houses unique and different for the area that they're in, but that doesn't make any of them better or nicer. They all are made specifically and uniquely to where they are located, which I think is pretty cool. I think like this one right here, it's like they made their houses on a cliff to meet the needs of the people, to keep them safe from enemies, right? These people live at the base of the mountains here, and they have a river here that works perfectly, so that's why they have a lot of houseboats. I think that's a really interesting point that this book makes. Let me keep reading. India. These houses in New Delhi are built very close together and decorated with elaborate cut-out trim called gingerbread. Colombia, an isolated farmhouse, is surrounded by empty fields for as far as the eye can see. Portugal, houses and apartments in warm climates are often painted white, which keeps them cooler than dark houses. Okay. I will not read all of these because I don't want to lose your attention. But what I do want to ask you is, what do you think the author's point of view is? You know, I talked about that briefly last week. What does the author think or feel about homes around the world? And what are they trying to teach you about in this text? Like what could be a lesson that you would learn from the combination of pictures, from the combination of when we bring all of this information together and we see all of these images together, what's one thing you can take away from this text? I will post some pictures, and I will try to put a video with this that I would normally share with you if we were reading this at school. Here's a really, really cool map here, and it actually shows us the world, and we get to see where all of these pictures were taken, which is pretty awesome. All right, Rocketeers, I hope you guys have a really, really awesome spring break. I know you're stuck inside, but do what you can to make it fun. Draw some pictures, go for walks. I'm excited. Make sure you share some pictures with us next week. We're going to miss you. Bye, guys.